Hi, my name is Pat Goodwin with patgoodwinassociates.com, and today we're going to talk about writing a work history for a resume. As you develop statements that would go on a resume reflecting your work history, I would like for you to suggest doing something that would be not unique but yet creative, that would stand out when you actually move these statements over to your resume. As you begin to write down statements about your work history, you're obviously going to have a job description. Gather your job description, gather old resumes that you might have compiled so you can take a look at the statements and what was put on the statements. Take a look at your job description and see how much of each of those things that are listed that you're actually doing. And then once you determine that you're doing all, some, that you've even had new jobs added since you've gotten that job description, you can write those down. The methodology that I would encourage you to use for your work history to stand out once you turn that over into the resume would be what I call a SAR methodology. It's situation, action, result. Some companies call it EAR, event, action, result. Other companies call it STAR, situation, task, action, result, performance, action, result. These are statements that convey that you know what your job description is, which is your work history, but you are taking the responsibility not only to do the job, but what's the result of having done the job. Think in those terms, and you would also be well prepared toward the interview process if you're able to take this methodology and create your work history to then put to your resume. After you have created these statements, spend some time, get away from it for a little bit, then go back and take a look at it. If you need some colleagues to help you, think about what are you doing and how well you do your job. Ask them. Many people would be very helpful in telling you not only are you able to look at this problem and solve it, but they may say, you know, you have an ability to visualize solutions. That's why everybody comes to you. Or you may be able to have an ability to really solve problems quickly. So when you write your work history, you might be able to add some action verbs or some other verbs, and you're creating your work history based on how you think and how well you do your job. So I believe that would be a great formula for you to begin to write your work history prior to developing a resume.